presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are San Diego.
After an offensive outburst for the Padres in Game 1, the Cardinals answered with a dominant performance in Game 2. Can the Padres snap their St. Louis Blues? Game 3 is coming up. Back in the lineup for the Padres tonight is Yangervis Solarte. In the last 6 games against the St. Louis Cardinals, a .360 average with 4 doubles, 2 home runs, and 7 RBIs as he plays first base tonight. It is Game 3 of the 3-game series from Busch Stadium in St. Louis. It's the Padres and Cardinals. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres baseball. Well, tonight, Luis Perdomo's on the hill for the Padres. Originally signed by the Cardinals, of course, taken by the Padres in the Rule 5 draft, and tonight faces the Cardinals for the first time in his career.
And I think you could tell as the coaching staff during Ballsy, Andy Green like having Luis Perdomo because he has learned at the big league level, the Rule 5 guy last year, and he's making improvement. Sure, the numbers really don't stick out, but I look at last time out against the Washington Nationals. He gave up 6 hits, right? 5 singles, 1 home run. He's going to get a lot of ground balls, and I think as time goes on, if he cuts down on the walks, doesn't give up as many hits, the average starts to go down. I think Luis Perdomo will get better and better as we see before our very eyes.
Tonight for the Cardinals, it is Carlos Martinez. He's been remarkably consistent over the years, and this year has 10 wins already.
So consistent that the Redbirds inked him to a multi-year deal. You took a look at the ERA. This guy has really blossomed into one of the better ones since the start of 2016, a 3.28, and he's in pretty darn good company as well. Now, he has first inning problems. First inning runs, 25 starts. He's given up 19 runs in that first inning of his 25 starts. Hopefully the Padres can get to him early. What they have him do is throw a lot of fastballs in the bullpen, try to locate it early. Let's see if that happens in the first inning for Martinez.
Now the Padres won Game 1, the Cardinals won Game 2, and now the Padres will be swinging for a series win. Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney will be along after the break. They'll also have Pick the Stick for you next. Baseball, brought to you by Mozzie Heating and Air, San Diego's choice for heating and cooling. By Petco, where the pets go. By Nissan, choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup. Shop at choosenissan.com. And by Tough Shed. We're more than just great sheds. Check them out at toughshed.com. We welcome you back to St. Louis. We get ready for Game 3 of the series. But before we get it started, let's send it down to the field and Bob Scanlon.
Well, thank you, Don. Young Luis Perdomo is trying to set a personal record for himself today. He's gone 6 innings or more in his last 6 straight outings. He did that at the end of last season, so he's going to try to make it a new record today. Would you like to see him go 7, 8, or 9 innings? Absolutely, but Andy Green is happy with the 6. Here's what the skipper had to say.
I think if a guy gets through 6 and gives you an opportunity to win a baseball game, he's done something that would be considered a quality start. I'd love to see a guy go 7. I'd love to see a guy go 8 when they have the opportunity to do it. We just haven't really had that type of pitching for us very consistently. I think Clayton's done it a few times. Last year, Perdomo did it against the Marlins in Florida. But we haven't given ourselves a lot of opportunities for the 8, 9 inning outings. So if he gives us 6, I think the back end of our bullpen's more than capable of holding the lead.
So Andy Green perfectly content with 6. That seems to be the new norm. If you go 6 innings every start, you end up with 200 innings in a season. Not too bad. He's gone 6 or more in 70% of his starts so far this season and posted a 3.51 earned run average in those outings. He'll try to give the Padres a win tonight. Can the Young Guns take the series? Luis Perdomo is certainly going to give it everything he's got. He's going up against Carlos Martino's first pitch coming up next, right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Safe, and it is gone. Long gone to right field. The Padres win the first game of the series. Luke Weaver, he was outstanding. 7 shutout innings. The Cardinals hold on, beat the Padres. Padres take game 1, Cardinals take game 2 as Luis Perdomo makes his way from the pen. It's time now for our weather report brought to you by our always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. 80 degrees, northeast breeze at 7 miles per hour. Forecast clear and lots of blue skies above Busch Stadium as we get it started tonight. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, and Bob Scanlon with you tonight for Game 3 of the series. Time now for the Padres starting lineup, brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Manuel Margot leads it off in center field with Carlos Suaje at shortstop. Jose Pirela in left field with Yangervis Solarte at first base. Corey Spangenberg at third. Matt Caesar is the right fielder with Dusty Coleman at short. Luis Torrens does the catching, and Luis Perdomo, the pitcher, batting out of the 9th spot. And tonight on the hill for the Cardinals is Carlos Martinez.
25-year-old making his 26th start. They signed him to a multi-year deal. He's very comfortable, a veteran now in the big leagues. 2-4 seam with a slider and the changeup. He's got good arsenal. He's a strikeout pitcher, but first inning problems. He's allowed 19 first inning runs in his 25 starts this year. So hopefully the Padres can get to him early.
Well, defensively behind him tonight, left to right in the outfield, Tommy Pham, Dexter Fowler, and Randall Grichuk is in right field with Greg Garcia at third base, Paul DeYoung at short, Colton Wong at second, Jed Jerko, the former Padre, at first base, and Yadier Molina doing the catching. 7 errors, tied for third among National League catchers. And Jed Jerko continues to have another good series against the Padres, and really the season series the last couple of years for Jerko since leaving the Padres. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, Mash Martinez in the first. He's had first inning troubles. A home run is a question too. Keep the ball in the ballpark. They try to focus on him early, locating the fastball, and right hand turn for Wong. Why? Well, he was a burr in the saddle last night. 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 stolen bases. And Don, if a guy puts a ball in play and he has to take a right turn, what's that mean?
It means he's going back to the dugout.
And he's usually out. So hopefully that's the case with the leadoff guy, Colton Wong, tonight.
Well, Manuel Margot leading it off here for the Padres, as he normally does, hitting at .268 coming into tonight's action. The Padres center fielder. Beautiful night tonight in St. Louis. We're really lucked out. The humidity here has not been bad at all.
It's been really, really nice.
This time of year, you can expect it to be very, very warm, but very comfortable. Big crowds each of the first 2 games, and late arriving crowd tonight with the early start here tonight, about an hour earlier than we've started in each of the first 2 games of the series. Getaway night tonight for the Padres. 2-1 to Manuel Margot to get it started here in the first inning.
I'll tell you what, Martinez likes to get that rock and go to work quickly.
This one is into right field and a base hit for Margot. Good start to the night. Manuel taking it the other way. A leadoff single here in the first inning.
That's going the other way very nicely. Down the middle, but still. Hands first, barrel to follow, and a hot smash to the right side.
So leadoff single for Margot takes us to Carlos Suaje. 285, 2 homers, and 13 runs batted in. Sits safely in 6 of his last 8 games, hitting at .310 in the last 8 games, and playing daily at second base. .293 average against right-handed pitching.
You know what you wanted to have Martinez do? Here we go again with the first inning runs. ERA over 6 in the first.
This one fouled off, and it evens a count of 1-1. Here are the numbers that bear that out. A 6.84 ERA, .287 opponent batting average. 6 of the 22 home runs he has allowed this year coming in the first. It's amazing how some guys just have trouble with that first inning. And in the Padres case, got to get to him to the first in the first, because you may not get to him at all. As a throw over to first base, and Margot back to the bag. Lifetime 1-1 against the Padres with a 4.53 earned run average. That one skips in, knocked down, and trying to take second is Margot, but he will be out. Yadier Molina could not find it initially. A ball that he knocked down, got down by the shoe tops. He does locate it and then throws out Margot.
You know what? Manuel did not initially break to second base. He even paused a little bit before he committed, and that's the difference, I think. He really didn't know how close that ball was to Molina. Nice throw by the Cardinal catcher, though.
So base is empty now. One down in the inning, and Swahe goes after the 2-1 and sends it into right center field for a base hit. Over is Dexter Fowler, and that kind of highlights Margot getting thrown out at second base. So back-to-back base hits here, but runner at first with one down. That'll bring up Jose Perella. .294, 8 homers, and 31 runs batted in for Perella.
You know, the rest of the game for Martinez, he sports a .297 ERA, so you got to get to him early.
Cardinals playing a double play depth in the infield as Martinez coming into his 26th start of the year. 10-9 record with a 3.57 earned run average. And there's a look at the Cardinals defensively. With Fowler, the center fielder, step or two towards right center, but a double play depth in the middle. Perella fouls it back, 1-1. Now tonight, Carlos Martinez looking for his 11th win of the year, coming in at 10-9. An ERA under 4, 3.57. National League All-Star this year, was voted in by the players. And a foul off the catcher, Molina. It's got to mean a lot to a player, I would think, Mutt. You don't get in necessarily on the fan vote, but to have the players vote you in, it's pretty special.
You know what? I think that's really special. I mean, you're playing against these guys every day. They see you play. And I think that very gratifying. It's almost like when the coaches have some votes too, right? They vote on players.
Yep.
That goes a long way. You know, if both of these pitchers are on their game tonight, we should see a lot of ground balls. The ground ball percentage for both of these kids out there, 63% for Perdomo, leads major league pitchers. Martinez 52%, fourth in the National League. And to quantify that, it's about 50% ground ball for the league. 48, 50%.
Well, that first inning has been a nemesis for Carlos Martinez. Has 1 out, 1 on here in the first, dealing with Perella. Even count of 2-2. Perella now, Solarte waiting on deck. And a grounder towards short, could be 2. DeYoung to second for 1, on to first. Not in time, not even close. So they do get a lead runner. And a Swahe 6-4 on the force out at second, but Perella will reach at first base with 2 down. That brings up Solarte. A couple of years ago on July the 4th, year before last, did a home run on Carlos Martinez here at Busch Stadium. And is coming up here with 2 down and a runner at first to face Carlos Martinez once again.
I remember that afternoon. It was a star-spangled afternoon for Solarte.
This year with 14 home runs, 53 runs batted in, and that includes his 2-run shot here the other night in game 1 of the series. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. Pitch running in at 96 miles an hour. Another big cut, 0-2.
That's a live fastball there with a little bit of movement at the end. As I mentioned earlier, he'll throw the 4-seam, the 2-seam, and the changeup with the slider.
Looks like they're trying to come back in again. That's where they've been the first, at least the first pitch. And this one in the dirt outside, 1-2. Mislocation right there. Now Perdomo has not yet thrown a pitch in this game, getting ready for his 23rd start of the year. hoping the Padres can give him some runs before he even takes the hill tonight. Framed by Molina, and you got Martinez walking towards the dugout, but it's ball 2.
Yeah, I think he got squeezed. I think that last pitch split the outside part of the plate. Backdoor breaking ball. Maybe cut it a little bit.
Solarte will foul tip it and glances off of Molina. Solarte stays alive. He kind of changed his mind on that swing in the middle, but he made contact and a foul ball. Next pitch will be the 20th of this first inning for Carlos Martinez. So nothing else. Padres have made him work here in the first. 97-mile-an-hour fastball, but in a pretty good spot there for Solarte as he fouled it back. Runner goes. Solarte swings and grounds it foul outside of first.
You know, as a starting pitcher on the road, I really disliked having to hang around in the dugout. I wanted to get out there. Sure, you know, if you guys are going to score for me, do it quickly.
Right.
1 or 2 runs. Okay, 3 outs, got to go. Get out there. You want to get out there. You want to start to go to work.
Because it's been a while now since you warmed up.
The hanging around wasn't fun for me.
The only guy dealing with sunshine right now is the center fielder Dexter Fowler. Everybody else pretty much in the shade right now. This early evening start in St. Louis. You see Dexter Fowler out there in center. And of course the batter's eye is in the sunshine while home plate completely in the darkness. Sends it out to center to that sunshine. Dexter Fowler's out there waiting, and he makes the catch that ends the inning. Padres leave a base runner. Cardinals are coming up from St. Louis. Bottom of the first inning, and let's check out the Cardinals starting lineup brought to you by Hyundai for Mike Matheny. As Colton Wong leads it off tonight with Tommy Pham in left field. Paul DeYoung is at shortstop with Dexter Fowler in center. Yadier Molina doing the catching with Jed Jerko at first base. Randall Grichuk is in right field. Greg Garcia third. And Carlos Martinez, the pitcher, bats out of the 9th spot. On the mound tonight for the Padres is Luis Perdomo.
Time to go to work for the 23rd time. His 23rd start for the 24-year-old. Grounders into the gloves. That's a very big key. High percentage of the ground ball rate and great movement both sides of the plate with that 2-seamer and that slider of his. He'll occasionally sometimes work in a changeup and a 4-seamer as well.
Now Colton Wong leading it off tonight for the Cardinals. 314, 2 homers, 36 runs batted in for the Cardinals' second baseman. Well, 3 for 5 in last night's game and scored 3 runs. It was a big part of what the Cardinals were able to do last night in taking game 2 of the series.
See that?
On the ground, left side, deep short. Dusty Coleman's off-balance throw is going to be late. Infield hit for Colton Wong. Too much speed. Well, he hit it to deep shortstop, and Coleman did all he could do, but Wong able to reach first base.
Terenza set up inside, and you know what? He actually gets jammed, fights it off a long way for Coleman, as you mentioned, Don. Dusty did everything he could on that play. It's just because it wasn't hit that hard. Dusty had a long way to go, and Wong scooted down that line quickly.
I mentioned the 3 hits last night for him. He's got a hit in his first AB tonight, and there is Tommy Pham coming up, left fielder for the Cardinals. .305, 16 homers, 53 runs batted in for Pham. 1 for 3 in last night's game. And 1 for 6 so far in the series. On the ground, could be 2 to shortstop. Coleman is second for 1, on to first for 2. Well, you mentioned it earlier, Mud. We should see a lot of ground ball outs tonight, and there's Perdomo inducing the ground ball there into a DP by Tommy Pham.
There is no better feeling. And you jam a guy, he gets an infield hit. You are 1 pitch away from getting 2. And that's exactly what happens. Dusty Coleman loves it. Asuaje says, I'll be part of that. Over to Solarte. That's really a good looking pitch and a great looking result for Perdomo.
So 2 down here in the first inning brings up Paul DeYoung. He's been around 300 all year as he checks in here at 294. 20 homers and 48 runs batted in for the Cardinals shortstop.
That's now 23 double plays that Perdomo has forced the opponents to ground into. Ranks 4th in the majors. In the majors, 4th, number 4. That's really good.
Lined into left field, a base hit for Paul DeYoung with 2 down. Second hit of the inning here for St. Louis. Let's check out the defense behind Luis Perdomo tonight. Padres defense brought to you by the Lincoln Motor Company. Left to right in the outfield, Jose Perella, Manuel Margot, and Matt Caesar getting a start in right. Corey Spangenberg at third with Dusty Coleman at short. Carlos Asuaje at second base. Yangervis Solarte at first. Third start at first base for Yangervis. And Luis Torrens doing the catching tonight for Luis Perdomo. 2 down, runner at first, and here's Dexter Fowler. Andy Green was asked before the game about whether or not there'll be a platoon situation in right field with Jabari Blash playing the last couple of days there, and now Matt Caesar tonight. He was pretty quick to say that Jabari is going to get the bulk of the time out there in right field as long as he is here. We'll see more on Blash in right, and Caesar, who generally comes off the bench to pinch hit, will continue to do so. Here's a grounder through the right side into right field, a base hit. DeYoung will stop at second base on the single by Fowler, and now it's first and second with 2 down for the Cardinals.
Well, thank goodness for the double play, because after that, 2 outs, station to station, really doesn't hurt you. You have to worry about Yadier Molina now, but just out of the reach of Solarte. As I mentioned, 2 outs because of that double play. Hey, work yourself down in the zone, work for another grounder. Here's a guy who doesn't run well. And a force set, first, second, or third on the infield.
Now into his 110th game of the year for the Cardinals catcher. And a grounder right back to Perdomo. Knocks it down, has plenty of time to recover, and flips underhanded and in time to end the inning. Does get a grounder. We're scoreless after 1 at St. Louis. All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much. Sounds like quite a day today in Detroit. Is a ground ball off the bat of Spangenberg, and a nice defensive play by Colton Wong at second base. And Spangenberg retired 4-3 for the first down. And nice rangy play by Wong at second.
And a nice little ballet move at the end there. The glove, the spin towards the glove side, the flip throw, making it look easy.
So one down here in the second inning brings up Matt Caesar. Spending plenty of time here in the National League Central, formerly as a Cub, coming here to Busch Stadium quite a bit, and now here as a Padre. Against the Cardinals, a .268 average, 31 total games against St. Louis. And after that 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and finds himself down 1-2.
Well, I mentioned it earlier, Matt Caesar in that Cub uniform in the division with the Cards, so familiar with the red and white.
Right side of the backhand goes Jerko, covering is Martinez, and he just did get the foot down. Well, close play there at first, but Martinez getting over, and there are 2 outs in the inning. Time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Going to talk about the 25-year-old in the arsenal of Carlos Martinez. He's got the 2-seam fastball, tremendous movement, both sides of the plate. He also throws the slider. Boy, the slider down and into lefties, away from righties, devastating. And then the changeup. You know, you can probably pitch with 2 pitches, but as a starter, if you want to go deep in games, especially at this level, that changeup was just a great pitch. And Martinez just feeling more and more comfortable throwing all 3.
2 down here in the second inning for Dusty Coleman. Getting the start at shortstop for the Padres. Just took a look at a 97-mile-an-hour fastball that missed. And kind of a check swing grounder that goes to first base, and Jet Jerko will tag the bag that ends the inning. Inning and a half done without a score tonight.
The struggle comes when he has a pitch leak across the plate on him, and that's where most of the damage comes from. Occasionally gets away with that pitch, but if he's going to be successful in the long term, it's about hitting his spots and hitting them consistently. And you know, this lineup got a number of guys there that handle fastballs pretty well, so he's going to have to get down underneath the barrel and then mix in the slider as well.
Andy Green talking about his starter Luis Perdomo tonight. The secret, using that sinker. When he talks about the ball leaking back over the plate, specifically he's referring to that 2-seam fastball to the outside corner to right-handers, the glove side. That's the one that has a tendency to leak. We saw that happen a couple times in the first inning, but he got that ground ball that he needed, and he escaped the first inning damage, guys. off to a good start. Let's hope he keeps it going.
All right, Scan, thanks very much. Jerko, the check swing did go around, says Ryan Blakeney, first base umpire.
And I think Bob would agree with me, Don, when I say it just comes with repetition. But, you know, as a pitcher, you can't throw 500 pitches, right? The time you have in the bullpen to work on that certain pitch, you've got to. Now, that's a pretty good one right there. I mean, if we could mark that one at 96 away, that looked like it was a two-seam fastball. You know, it's not like a golfer to where he can, you know, swing the bat or swing the club 500 times. A basketball player can shoot the ball. That's exactly what Bob Scanlon's talking about. That two-seamer that doesn't leak, starts off the plate, ends up on the corner. Perfectly executed.
And one down here in the second inning. First strikeout of the night for Perdomo, and it brings up Randall Grichuk. On the ground on one hop to third. Spangenberg's throw. Get plenty of time. Two down. Sounded like a broken bat towards the end of the bat.
That's a good sign. Either end of the bat, down by the label, off the end of the bat. That means tremendous movement, late movement out of the hand of Perdomo. He'll take that.
So two down here in the second inning brings up Greg Garcia. 249, 2 homers, 14 runs batted in for Garcia. Getting the start at third base in tonight's game and in his 102nd game of the year. And on the grass at third is Spangenberg. Another strike, quickly 0-2.
Oh, he's a machine this inning.
Just pumping him in there.
At the knees, inside, outside. Look at that. That's great. Wow.
That is strike 3. Garcia knew it, takes with him the second strikeout for Perdomo. That was quite an inning for Luis Perdomo. We have played 2 tonight in St. Louis. No score. Nissan. Back in St. Louis at Busch Stadium through 2 no score tonight. Padres and Cardinals. And the Padres coming up here in the third inning as Luis Perdomo, very impressive. Bottom of the second inning on 7 pitches. Strikeout, ground out, strikeout, and retires the side in order as Luis Torrens leads it off here in the third inning. 176 average for Torrens coming in. The playing time has been tough to come by, with Hedges, of course, doing the bulk of the catching. Hector Sanchez sliding in there from time to time, and Luis Torrens, Padres carrying him as a Rule 5 pick. getting a start in tonight's game and lifting a fly ball to center field, and Dexter Fowler for out number 1 of the inning.
Hey, just learn while you're on the bench. Take advantage of a start here and there. Get to know your players. Get to know your pitching staff. You'll learn a lot as you go. It's the most that Luis can do, I would say.
And never played above A ball prior to this season. Retired here for the first out in the 3rd inning, and here's Luis Perdomo. 4 for 32 at the plate, and he'll line one out towards shallow right field, and coming to make the catch, Randall Grichuk lays it out, makes the grab, and robs Perdomo of a base hit. Nice play by the Cardinals right fielder.
Luis getting the kickstart, gets jammed, punches out to right, and Grichuk times it perfectly. Hey, that was Jimmy Edmonds like, and he's wearing the number of Jimmy Edmonds, 15, Redbird Hall of Famer. That's the way Edmonds used to make those catches out in center field as a Redbird.
2 down here in the 3rd inning, and Manuel Margot zipped inside on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Second time through here for the Padres. There's Jim Edmonds.
I still contend one of the greatest catches in all of Major League Baseball history. That one in Kansas City when he was an Angel in those tired uniforms. Remember the ones with the periwinkle and the
yeah,
probably the worst. Let me phrase it this way: the best catch ever made in Major League Baseball history in the worst uniform ever in Major League Baseball history.
I remember seeing Mo Vaughn in that uniform. I believe he was there then.
That's right. That was a bad costume.
That is ball 4, and Margot down to first base with 2 down. Second time that Margot's been aboard tonight.
Hey fans, commemorate the inaugural Players Weekend. It's coming up this weekend, August 25th and 27th. MLBshop.com with limited edition Padres jerseys and tees featuring player-picked nicknames. Wear the gear that the players are going to wear on the field this weekend. Available while supplies last. It's at MLBshop.com.
2 down, Margot at first, and Carlos Suaje standing in. With Greg Garcia, third baseman, astride in on the infield grass. And the throw over has Margot back to the bag safely. Carlos Martinez got the first 2 outs of the inning before walking Margot. Suaje will take the strike away. Most hits since July the 1st among National League rookies. Carlos Suaje with 46, tied with his teammate Manuel Margot in that category. Paul DeYoung, the shortstop for the Cardinals, leads with 56. Down 1-2. Pretty good rip right there.
There's that breaking ball down and in.
Carlos Suaje with 14 multi-hit games this season. His 3rd most among rookies and 3rd on the club in that category. Starting to stop for Margot didn't go, and that is strike 3. So that'll end the inning. First strikeout for Martinez. Down to 2.5 without a score. Luis Perdomo back on the mound again here for the Padres. Well, up in the big leagues for the Cardinals, was called up just to begin the series, was Ryan Sheriff. And of course, he is the son of Renee Sheriff, who works for Fox Sports and out of the legal department for Fox Sports. Very big deal for the Sheriffs, and that is outstanding. Ryan has made it to the major leagues. Long road traveled for him, as most players do to the major leagues, but Renee Sheriff working for Fox, and Ryan Sheriff now in the big leagues for the Cardinals. How about that?
That's great. Signed as a pro back in 2011, starting in Johnson City. Graduated from Culver City High School. Played baseball at West Los Angeles College and Glendale Community College. So, hey, there's a new sheriff in town.
It's Ryan Sheriff.
It's Ryan Sheriff. Believe it. Congratulations to the Sheriffs.
Now the pitcher, Carlos Martinez, leading it off, fouling it off, back to the screen. 9 for 45 at the plate this year. 26 games, hitting at 200. He has 10 RBIs, second among major league pitchers. And leading it off here in the bottom of the third inning.
Don, here's where why I love stories like Ryan Sheriff. He was the 860th overall pick.
And here he is.
Yep. 28th round.
Taking it all in.
Yeah. Take it all in, Ryan. You're a big leaguer.
Martinez takes ball 4. So Perdomo walks the opposing pitcher here. First walk allowed by Luis in his outing. Lead runner on. Time now for the Arco top tier player profile. And Colton Wong, who is coming up, already has a base hit in this game. Most hits in August, now at 29. Freddie Freeman, Charlie Blackmon leading the list with 30, but Colton Wong tied up with Ender Enciarte and Corey Seager in the National League, and here he is for the second time tonight.
Yeah, that on base percentage for Wong creeping up almost 400 going to this game at 396, aboard with a base hit, so that's going up. Doing a really fine job.
To right field, Caesar in and over, almost came in too far, but able to make the grab out there in right field for the first out of the inning. So one down on the line out, and it'll bring up Tommy Pham. Bounced into a 6-4-3 double play in the first inning. 4 ground ball outs so far for Perdomo. Works with one down here in the third, and love to induce another double play here. Play by Torrens. It's a live pitch tonight, all over the place a little bit, and running on him. Almost ran away.
Now it's about an adjustment from pitch to pitch, right? This is where a big league pitcher needs to make it the very next pitch.
Ground ball towards second, could be another double play. To second for 1, on to first for 2. Second time tonight, Tommy Pham is grounded into a DP. It ends the third without a score. In St. Louis will be taking off from Miami after the ball game tonight in preparation for seeing Giancarlo Stanton over the weekend. 3-game series. You know, Marlins Park.
You know how we have that little nugget during the course of a game, a showstopper. Giancarlo Stanton, he's a showstopper because I tell you what, concession sales plummet when he comes to the plate. Nobody wants to go get it. They're going to stay in their seat and they're going to watch an at bat.
Jose Pirela cranks it foul off to the right out of play. Well, coming up, not only will you see Giancarlo Stanton 3-game series, he has 47 home runs with that home run today, but Marcell Ozuna, .310 average, and D. Gordon, not only good batting average, but 43 stolen bases. He can steal some bases, an exciting player for the Marlins as well. Second in the major leagues this year in stolen bases, only behind Billy Hamilton, who we just saw with the Cincinnati Reds on the last Padres road trip.
Now won 10 of their last 13 games, the Marlins. And you know, Christian Yelich, he's still good, right?
Yes. Well, they're 5.5 games out in the wild card scenario, so not completely out of it. You got better than a month left. Still in the mix. There's a liner to center field, and that's going to get in for a base hit for Pirela. And he takes a very wide turn at first, but he'll get back to the bag at first.
You know, I love that. He does that all the time. He goes about a third of the way. He puts pressure on the outfielders. I love that.
Any bobble, anything out there, he will take second base.
Because not too many outfielders are going to throw behind that runner at first base. A good base runner, if in fact they do that, believe as soon as that ball is out of the hand, you're taking second base. So why not be aggressive around the bag?
So lead runner on for the Padres for the second time in 4 innings. Here's Jan Hervis. 0 for 1, flat out to center field in the first inning. Next facing the Cardinals, 293 hitter. 21 games against the St. Louis Cardinals and 6 home runs against the Redbirds. Well, game 1 of the series in a 2-run shot. Part of a 12-4 Padres win in game 1 of the series, and part of his 6 RBI night here.
Remember, we focused on him crushing the low ball, right? Well, Martinez has got that 2-seamer, about 96, 97.
Ground ball towards second, not hit hard. Wong will go to second to get the lead runner, and they turn it into 2. Didn't look like it was going to be hit hard enough to turn that double play, but they do get it done. 4-6-3 on the double play, 2 down.
Well, let's face it, the Cardinals have the luxury of Yangervis Solarte running out of the batter's box. He does not have blazing speed. There's the nice turn from Wong, and they still get Solarte by about a step and a half.
Very appreciative starter Carlos Martinez on the mound. Watching that go down, 2 outs. Races the leadoff single by Pirela. There's Corey Spangenberg. And the other thing is too, now with the new rules, you can't go in hard at second base, and normally that'd be wouldn't be a double play because the guy'd be coming in pretty hard, breaking it up.
You're right. What's the word I'm looking for? The comfort factor has gone way up.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Around the bag at second base.
Guy's got to go right to the bag at second base, and that'll be his path going in. He can't divert one way or the other. It's kind of changed quite a bit because no way that would have been a double play last year, for say, 2 years ago.
Yeah, and back before the rule, I think middle infield, there was a mutual respect, knowing that if a guy was going to go in there cleanly, you know, they're kind of on their heels a little bit.
Yep.
Not as aggressive to the feet at second base.
Now towards the gap in left center field for Spangenberg. That'll get down and roll towards the track and the wall. Back to play it is Fowler, but into second base is Spangenberg with a 2-out double here in the 4th inning.
Boy, one of the few pitches tonight, it's away, but look on contact right at the belt buckle of Spangenberg, and he does a nice job. That's his intent, splitting that left center field gap.
So a 2-out double for Spangenberg, and that'll bring up Matt Caesar. Caesar grounded out to first base in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. Runners in scoring position. Caesar hitting at .294 on the year. I know this is something that Mark Sweeney was very good at, but it's amazing to me the guys who pinch hit on a regular basis and are still able to keep their timing at the plate.
It's amazing. I mean, hitting amazes me anyway. You're in there each and every day. But when you come off the bench, maybe even a spot start, yeah, that's tough. You can take all the BP you want.
Fly ball right field, playable for Grichuk, who goes back and over and makes the catch that ends the inning. Padres leave a runner at second. We're scoreless at 3.5.
Starts his fourth inning of work, but let's take a look at the fastball. Jerko got him. Garcia got him. Okay, not the strikeout. How about the double play? Tommy Pham in the third. 4-6-3. Oh, Luis Perdomo. The grass hates him. The infielder's gloves love him. And we still are scoreless in the bottom of the fourth. But it seems like both these pitchers tonight, they got it working. Been fun to watch early on.
Yeah, been fun to watch for both of them tonight. 2 strikeouts, 6 groundouts so far for Perdomo. It's the one out in the air. It was a fly out by Colton Wong in the 3rd inning. Here's Paul DeYoung to lead it off in the 4th inning, and he takes strike 1. DeYoung singled to left field, 1 of 3 hits allowed by Perdomo, and all came in that 1st inning.
You know what Luis Perdomo's going to find, and he's probably found it already. As time goes on, pitching is going to be so, and he's going to get knocked around. Everybody gets knocked around. He's going to find it being so much fun throwing fewer than 10 pitches an inning by getting grounders.
Here's another one to Coleman, who races in and throws on the run and in plenty of time. DeYoung retired 6-3, 1 down here in the 4th inning.
So let's see what happens, right? You throw a lot of ground balls. You throw fewer pitches. That equates into innings pitched, and that means you're above 200 innings. You know, 200 innings is the benchmark, right? If you're on your game, you get 33, 35 starts a year. Boy, if you could get over 200 innings, 220, 225, you're doing something really special.
1 down here in the 4th inning. Now it's kind of special just to get to 200 innings for a lot of guys. I mean, that's kind of gone by the wayside, and so has the complete game. That's gone by the wayside too.
The big thing now is 6 innings.
That's it. As much specialization in the game. You get your 7th inning guy, your 8th inning guy, and your closer.
I wish I could throw down the headsets after 6 innings. Have somebody else take over. Yeah. Call it a good night.
Good night.
I'm sure good night. I'm sure a lot of people would be happy about that.
6 and fly.
Right.
That's it. Most of your good stuff is gone by the 6th inning anyway. So I mean,
you're absolutely right.
You just go hard
3rd time around, and then, I can't do it.
No, it's 2-1 coming up to Fowler. Fowler also with Pop 15 home runs on the year.
Keep an eye on the velocity as well. That was 96.
Ooh. Taken inside. Full count now.
It's a pretty good pitch, huh? Off the plate a little bit.
To right center field, struck pretty well. On the run is Margot going back, and that ball is going to be off the bottom of the wall. Margot plays it quickly and fires back into the cutoff man, but it's a wall ball double for Dexter Fowler with one down here in the 4th inning.
You know, Manuel Margot really played this well. Let's go back to the pitch. Soft breaking ball, outer third. Speeds up the bat. Fowler had the foot down, keeps his hands back. Now, watch Manuel. He can't catch this, right? Back to the infield, plays the carom perfectly. And also credit Matt Caesar. He was sprinting over there as well, backing up his center fielder in case that ball got by him on the carom.
So 1 out. Fowler at second base, and Yadier Molina coming up here for the Cardinals. To right field. Back goes Caesar. He'll make the catch shy of the track. Fowler's going to tag and try for third. Caesar's throw is cut off, and to third base goes Fowler with 2 down. First time that the Cardinals have had a base runner reach third in this game. After 7 ground ball outs for Perdomo, a couple balls in the air, one a double off the base of the wall, and the next one a fly out to right. And you got Jed Jerko coming up. Those consecutive games with at least 1 RBI against the Padres. He's got 8. 1 less than Jeff Bagwell. And this is driven to left field on a line. That's going to get in. Roll around in the corner as Fowler scores. It's an RBI double for Jerko, who's done it again against his old team. An RBI double puts St. Louis on top 1-0. It is unbelievable what he's been able to accomplish against the Padres.
And this inning, Perdomo's gotten hurt by the breaking ball. Remember the wall ball off of Fowler's bat? A breaking ball, tried to backdoor it. First pitch offering from Jerko. Just catches too much of the plate. And Fowler can trot home.
So 2 down. Jerko at second base, and Randall Grichuk coming up. He grounded out to Spangenberg at third base. 0 for 1. Last 5 games heating it up. 6 for his last 18 at .333. Foul tip. 0-2. Richard coming off the bench in the first 2 games of the series, but getting his first start in right field of the series here for the Cardinals. On the ground to short. Coleman to his left. Little bobble. Recovers and throws out Grichuk and ends the inning. Cardinals get a run in the bottom of the 4th inning. We head to the 5th. 1-0 St. Louis. By Saquon. Play, win together in the heart of San Diego. By the all-new 2017 Subaru Impreza. Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 28 miles per gallon. More than a car, it's a Subaru. And by Father Joe's Village. Call 1-800-HOMELESS or visit neighbor.org to make a tax-deductible donation of cash, cars, or furniture. It's on to the 5th inning. Cardinals have struck first with a run in the bottom of the 4th inning. And St. Louis on top 1-0. And Dusty Coleman, the Padres shortstop, leads it off. He grounded out to Jed Jerko at first base in the 2nd inning. 0 for 1. Padres with 4 hits so far in the night. Closed captioning is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Strike 3 call over the inside corner, just froze him. Second strikeout for Carlos Martinez. 1 down here in the 5th.
Breaking ball, straighten him up. Ends up right down the middle. Looks like Dusty's looking for something else, maybe the heater, and obviously a different location.
So 1 down here in the 5th inning. Luis Torrens getting his second look at Carlos Martinez, and that one's in there for a strike.
If there's any young pitchers out there tonight watching this game, take note. Watch how quickly Perdomo and Martinez work. It doesn't mean being quick with your mechanics.
Back-to-back strikeouts, 3 in all for Martinez. 2 down here in the 5th inning.
It doesn't mean being quick with your mechanics and rushing. It means getting that ball and getting up on top and getting in a groove. And that looks like the changeup. We talked about that earlier, the arsenal of Martinez.
Carlos Martinez, 25 years of age.
Your teammates will love you. Your defense will love you. Announcers, when you make it to the big leagues, will love you. So work quickly, please.
Fouled off down the right field line, out of play.
Look at, he's getting that rock and he's towing the slab. He's ready to go.
Swing and a miss, and he strikes out the side. Coleman, Torrens, and Perdomo all down by way of the K in the inning. 1-0 St. Louis. wild card situation right now, and of course the Central, where the Cardinals are in the midst. They have kind of a even chance both ways, but the wild card certainly a possibility for them. And not only the Padres face the Cardinals here right now, but they'll be facing the Cardinals again later at Petco Park. But your thoughts on the Cardinals' chances right now in the wild card?
I think it's going to be tough. Timing's everything. And the way with the Cubs are playing right now, the last 5 games, they've scored 39 runs. Their starters since the All-Star break have a 3.3 ERA. No Cubs starter, and I'm focusing on the NL Central.
Yep.
No Cubs starter has gotten a loss in the last 11 games going back to August. You know, the Cubs they're finally above 500, what, 11 games now? And it was that touch and go area where they might have slipped.
Yep.
But timing's everything.
They're hot at the right time.
Absolutely. And I just think it's going to be tough for St. Louis.
And it really started the All-Star break as their starters. That had been their problem the first half. Starters not doing what they had done last year. Starters doing very well for the Cubs in the second half, and that starts with John Lester, is currently now on the DL. But it's amazing year in and year out. The Cardinals in the conversation. They have been remarkably consistent in that regard.
We saw Adam Wainwright there in the red top. Good old number 50. We saw the kid who took his place last night in the rotation, Luke Weaver. And that's a blow for the Redbirds. And the guy to Mike Matheny's right as he moves away there, David Bell. That's a good egg right there. Bench coach, son of Buddy Bell. I like that kid, Luke Weaver. He showed some good stuff last night. 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs. Punched out 10.
Now Garcia grounds one to Iswahe at second base. One down here in the bottom of the 5th. I'll bring up Carlos Martinez with one out here in the 5th inning. Martinez a walk in the 3rd, the only free pass served up by Luis Perdomo in his outing so far tonight. Perdomo has been economical. This will be pitch number 48 with one out here in the 5th inning. And a grounder by the mound. Coleman right around second. 2 down.
Saturday on FS1, Yoenis Cespedes and the Mets face off against Daniel Murphy and the Washington Nationals. Coverage begins at noon Pacific right here on FS1.
Well, 2 down here in the 5th inning. I got 10 ground ball outs for Luis Perdomo.
That's what I got.
He's up Colton Wong, 1 for 2 on the night from the top spot in the Cardinals order. Infield hit to short. He's lined out to right. Stride on the infield grass at third is Spangenberg. Little tapper that goes foul. Well, like it may stay fair there for a moment, and jumping out was Luis Torrens, but a foul ball.
You know how certain players' numbers stick with you in your head?
Yep.
I know I'm going off the rails here, but I look at Colton Wong. I see number 16. I can't think of anybody but Ray Langford for the Cardinals.
You don't see Colton Wong?
Former Padre.
To left, and Perella over towards the line. Will make the catch, and Perdomo has a 1-2-3 fifth. Cardinals have a 1-0 lead. by T-Mobile. Zach Britton finally gave one up. First blown save since September 20th of 2015. That was 60 consecutive saves converted. 5 innings pitched for Robbie Ray with 9 Ks and a 3-2 win against the Mets, making his first start since he had been hit in the head by a batted ball. And Max Scherzer, who we saw scratch from a start at Petco Park in San Diego when the Nationals were in town, not ready still to come off the 10-day disabled list on Friday. Still battling that sore neck, and that's got to be a real concern for the Nationals. On to the 6th inning we go with the Cardinals on top 1-0. And Manuel Margot leads it off. Third plate appearance against Carlos Martinez. Struck out the side on 10 pitches in the 5th inning. Now grounder inside the bag at third, down the line for Margot. It'll kick off the box seats. Tommy Pham will play it, but Margot will start this inning with a double here in the 6th inning.
Swinging early, swinging often. We got ourselves a pitcher's duel, and hopefully Manuel Margot is the one guy that crosses home plate to tie this one up. Way off the line is Greg Garcia. Hopefully Suaje can do something here to drive him in. Trade places with him. Why not?
Carlos has doubled or actually singled to right center field and struck out looking on the night. 1 for 2 for the Padres second baseman. And a liner to left field, a base hit. Margot will go to third base as Pham gets it in shallow left, right back in again, and first and third with nobody out. 2 quick hits here for the Padres to start this 6th inning.
Margot wasting no time. Suaje, hey, I'll follow suit. Where it's pitched, 91, flares it that way.
So runners at the corners, nobody out, and Jose Pirela coming up. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the first, single to center in the 4th inning. On the outside corner. Double by Margot, a single by Suaje, first and third, and right at the bottom of the zone there for the strike.
Perfect pitch. You know, I think home plate umpire Will Little's called a good game at this point tonight. It's been very consistent behind the dish, don't you think?
I would agree. And Martinez slowing it up here a little bit with men on, trying to figure out what to do here with Pirela. After a fast start to this inning for San Diego. Double by Margot, single by Suaje.
Here comes a changeup.
And Pirela fooled as he swings and misses.
Such a good pitch.
If you can throw it like that, it is.
Gives him the wiggle. Same arm speed, same arm slot, different grip on the baseball, and a great result for Martinez.
Full count now. 1 walk in this game for Carlos Martinez, who's back in the 3rd inning. Manuel Margot has racked up 4 Ks, 3 of them coming last inning. Center fielder Dexter Fowler over towards right center, gap in left center for Pirela. And that's ball 4 to load the bases with nobody out here for the Padres. Second walk allowed by Martinez. So bases filled here for the Padres in the 6th inning with nobody out.
Well, let's, after Derek Lilliquist, the pitching coach, has a visit. By the way, I was traded for Lily Pad. Whether Martinez goes from the windup or the stretch with the bases loaded. He's had much more success, it seems like, from the windup.
So Lilliquist went to the Padres. You went to the Braves.
Yes.
And that was Trader Jack. Trader Jack, who shipped you out of town.
Yeah. Pretty good hitter right there. Derek Lilliquist. He could. Great athlete.
So bases loaded, nobody out. Yangervis Solarte, 0 for 2 in the game. He's flat out to center. Got it into a 4-6-3 double play. Good spot right here. The Padres trailing by a run.
And it looks like Martinez is going to go from the windup.
In the dirt for ball 1.
Patience, my friend, Yangervis. The pressure is on Martinez. He knows this. He's got to come to you. Falling behind, that strike zone starts to shrink a little bit more with each ball. Okay. It just got a little smaller. Right? You know, you're dialed in. You don't want to get too froggy and swinging a bad pitch out of the zone. It's 2-0. You're in control.
Go at third, Asuaje at second, Perella at first. And Solarte taking again, ball 3. Now you really can lock it in here. With him having trouble throwing strikes right now, you might as well take a pitch.
Absolutely.
Bases loaded, nobody out, 3-0 pitch. And he swings 3-0 and pops it up. DeYoung, the shortstop, makes the catch on the infield fly rule. And there's one out, so a bit of a surprise there. Green light for Solarte, 3-0. And he pops out swinging at that 3-0 pitch. Well, Spangenberg coming up. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. For Spangenberg, by month this season, as far as slugging percentage goes, he has hit more home runs in every month than 5 so far in August for Spangenberg. .520 slugging percentage. Meeting at the mound here, Yadier Molina talking to Carlos Martinez. This got a huge out there for Solarte.
You know, as I look at that pitch, I don't think that's the 3-0 pitch he really wants to swing at. It's in. You want to get something that you can get extended middle away, if in fact you're going to swing 3-0. That pitch got in on him. I know it's easy for me to sit here and say that, but
you swing a ball 4.
I'm just saying, if I'm a pitcher, I'm thanking him for doing that, because if I'm a pitcher and I leave one middle away, that's the one I expect him to really come out of his shoes 3-0. Something you can get extended on.
Now Spangenberg grounds it back to the mound, to the plate. No, he throws up and over Molina. This game is tied, so instead of the double play, Martinez flips up and over his catcher Molina, and the Padres tie the score 1-1. A gift from the Cardinals.
You talk about a huge gift. This has got the makings of a 1-2-3 ending inning double play. Airmail. Wow. That's just a good old-fashioned boot right there, and a big-time break for San Diego.
So the error charge to Martinez. Spangenberg reaching at first base on the fielder's choice. Bases reloaded, and Caesar fouls it back to the screen. Fights it off on the ground softly towards third. Garcia is going to go to first, and the throw there not in time. Very surprised he didn't come plateward. Had a play on Asuaje at the plate, but Carlos will score, and the Padres will take a 2-1 lead. Across his body and all the way to first base, and Caesar beats it out.
Yeah, I thought he was going to come to the plate as well. Let's look at his momentum there. Molina is set for the. Yeah, you know what? He doesn't even look at the plate. kind of tangles up a little bit at third base, catching it and then trying to find the handle, and another break for San Diego. I thought he had him at the plate.
I did too. I thought for sure he was coming that way because momentum was taking him that way. Bases are reloaded. Padres now have a 2-1 lead. And the error committed by Carlos Martinez smack dab right in the middle of this inning. Now Dusty Coleman. Tardy on the cut, a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Coleman 0 for 2. He has grounded out and struck out and finds himself down here 0-2. Still just 1 out in the inning.
It's amazing. You measure those two baseballs hit, what, maybe 40 feet and 30 feet. So according to my math, that's 70 feet. 2 base runners, 2 runs. And you know what? I've been there before on the old 1-2-3, getting it back, airmailing it, or
you fired it away.
It's
have you?
one of those things, man. You get a little froggy, and you want to get it done quickly, and you're a little bit too quick, and you guide it. Maybe you work underneath it.
Strike 3 call. Coleman, frustrated, walks away with strikeout number 5 for Carlos Martinez. 2 down here in the inning.
Fooled him with the breaking ball.
So bases still loaded here for the Padres. 2 down in the inning. And Luis Torrens 0 for 2. And a ground one back up the middle. Ranging is Wong. Off balance throw is in time. Nice play by the Cardinals second baseman Colton Wong. And retires Torrens and ends the inning. But the Padres get 2. Let's take a 2-1 lead.
It doesn't matter if you're the visiting team or home team. If you do the things right, you play the game hard, and you do something special, they're going to acknowledge it, and they're just awesome.
Mark McGwire talking about the fans here in St. Louis, and do they love him? You bet. This is just a few moments ago, in between innings, getting a standing ovation to the crowd here in St. Louis, thanking him for his 5 years, his 220 home runs, and of course, that 98 season where he had 70 home runs. He's going to be inducted into the Cardinals Hall of Fame this weekend, guys. He's going to stay here after the team leaves for Miami, but he is certainly loved here in St. Louis, guys.
Well, it's going to be quite a weekend for Mark McGwire and his family, which should be very cool here in St. Louis. Inducted into the Hall of Fame here in St. Louis. Now the Padres have taken a 2-1 lead here into the bottom of the 6th inning. As Perdomo falls behind Tommy Pham here, leading it off 2-0. 2, 3, and 4 for the Cardinals. Pham, DeYoung, and Fowler. That's in there for a strike. Fastball at 94. A shallow right, and Caesar coming in will make the catch. First out here at the bottom of the 6th inning. Perdomo working with a lead for the first time in the ball game. With the Padres collecting 2 runs in the 6th. The breakdown for Perdomo. He has been very economical on the night.
Oh, that's a great line right there. And as I said, if you could throw 10 pitches or fewer in an inning, that's what makes pitching fun. Let your ball do the work. Get some grounders. Infielders love it.
In a row retired by Perdomo. DeYoung has singled and grounded out. 1 for 2. I've seen Perdomo mix it up. Some hesitation moves, some quick pitches, some different things tonight. A little wrinkle in his repertoire.
There's a guy loving what he's seeing. Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres.
Myers with the night off alongside. Solarte getting the start at first base tonight. Rolled over foul. Will do it again. 1-2. DeYoung tied for 3rd among National League rookies in home runs with 20. 3rd in RBIs with 48.
How close was this one? I think that's a strike. I mean, if a strike is a strike.
All things being equal, yeah. On the ground down the 3rd baseline, fair ball. That'll head down to the left field corner. And DeYoung heads to second base with a 1-out double for the Cardinals here in the 6th inning. Just out of the lunging reach down there at 3rd base to Corey Spangenberg.
Looks like a breaking ball. And you know, it looks like the breaking ball has been the pitch that the Cardinals have done the most damage tonight. Fowler double, wall ball. That particular pitch right there. The Jed Jerko double, RBI down the left field line in the 4th. It's just a matter of location. Doesn't mean you can't throw that pitch. It just has to be better located.
So 1 out, tying run in scoring position at second base, and it brings up Dexter Fowler. 2-hit night tonight for Fowler. A single to center, a double to center field. Perdomo's allowed 6 hits and so far just the 1 run. The RBI double by Jed Jerko in the 4th inning. Here's a grounder right side to Asuaje. 2 down in the inning as it's a productive out. DeYoung will take 3rd base. Tying run now 90 feet away with 2 outs. And a chance here for Yadier Molina coming up. Molina homered in the first game of the series. Now has 15 home runs on the year. Not particularly good in this category on the season. 149 average with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. See what he does this time here in the 6th inning. Perdomo in behind the mound in the midst of a meeting with himself. Now back up on top. Run 90 feet away potentially, and Paul DeYoung with 2 outs and Yadier Molina at the plate. Couple of looks for Perdomo. And a good pitch in there for a strike at 97, 1-1.
And he's going for the windup because he feels more comfortable that way, getting a good rhythm going.
Lined a fair ball inside the bag at third, picks off the boxes. DeYoung scores from third. Molina has got himself an RBI single. This game is tied 2-2. Well, Molina comes through in the clutch here for St. Louis.
This ball's hit hard, and Molina does a nice job of turning on that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Maybe looking for it, yes, by the way he swung. There are times when a hitter will look at a certain zone. He knows that Perdomo's got the good two-seam fastball. He knows that it's effective pitch when he throws it down and in.
So 2 down, Molina at first base, and Jed Jerko the batter. In the dirt, nicely picked by Torrens, at least able to block it and keep it in front of him. Did he go? Yes, he did. First base umpire Ryan Blakeney said he offered. Evens up here 1-1 to Jerko. Went around again, and that pitch wasn't close. 1-2.
Keep it out there, down and away.
Jerko last time up, the double that drove in the game's first run. Padres get 2 in the 6th. Cardinals get a run back here so far in the bottom of the 6th. And a grounder foul keeps this at 1-2.
Another breaking ball. Did you see how far out in front he was? Almost one-handed that ball. Fouled it over by the dugout to keep alive.
Molina held on at first base by Solarte with 2 down here in the 6th inning. Very short lead. Not chasing that. And it's 2-2.
Want to peek into 2-2 and see what Torrens puts down?
Sure.
You like looking at the signs?
I do.
I'm betting it's going to be down and away. Slider down and away. Fastball in, slider down and away.
And not chasing. Full count now. And he's calling out Torrens now. Now he called him off. Said he wanted to see him, then changed his mind. Meeting canceled. Let's meet. No, I don't need to see.
Schedule's full. Maybe next time. Slider.
And line down the left field line, foul.
Too much in. Look where the glove of Torrens is. Look where it ends up. That's over the heart of the plate, knee high, speeds up his bat. Thank goodness out in front of it to pull it foul.
Jed Jerko batting here. He's done a lot of damage against the Padres, facing them, his former team. Cardinals have just tied it up here in the 6th inning. Now a payoff pitch, and that is ball 4. Jerko down to first base with the second free pass given up tonight by Perdomo. As Molina takes second base with 2 down. And it'll give Randall Grichuk a chance here. Action in the Padres pen for the first time tonight. Craig Stammen just started to warm up. It's rapid fire right now. Molina at second, Jerko at first, 2 down. Richard, goal for 2 in the game, has grounded out to third, grounded out to short. Action in the pen for the Cardinals.
Tuilavala. Sam Tuilavala. You like that?
Glad you could say it. Fouled off, and it's now 0-2. Jose Torres has joined Craig Stammen in the pen for the Padres. To Grichuk. In the dirt. Did he go? No. I checked with Blakeney at first base again.
I'll tell you what, Torrens is doing a great job behind home plate.
Quite a few.
Yeah, he's had a handful this inning. Anticipating the breaking ball, getting a good position. Very nice. The breaking ball, checking back up. That's out in front of home plate.
First and second, 2 down. A run in for the Cardinals to tie this game. Runners go, and Grichuk swings. It's a ground ball to third. Spangenberg's got to hurry, and he'll get it there in time to end the inning. Cardinals get a run, tie this game 2-2 through 6. And Jed Jerko able to drive in the game's first run. Dexter Fowler coming in to make it 1-0. Padres would come back, though. This grounded back to the mound. Martinez throws it up over Yadier Molina, picks up the error. Padres pick up the run. Then Spangenberg on this dribbler to third would beat it out at first. Scoring from third was Caesar. Padres took a 2-1 lead until Yadier Molina with his base hit to left scores the game-tying run. And we are tied up here 2-2. To the 7th inning we go. The veteran Cardinals catcher Molina, whose numbers were not very good with 2 outs and runners in scoring position at just 146, but came up with a big hit there. Pinch hitter coming up here for the Padres, so Perdomo done as Alan Cordoba pinch hits. Cordoba, a former Cardinal farmhand, Rule 5 pick for the Padres. Pops it up, sending Wong, the second baseman, to the short lawn and right for out number 1. surprised to see Perdomo coming out just 78 pitches in 6 innings for Luis tonight.
I like what he did tonight. I was surprised that he was taken out. But once again, Andy Green, Darren Balsley, they're in constant communication. Maybe there was something that they saw last half inning. It was his longest inning, right? After the double, the single, the walk. Maybe they felt it was a taxing inning to go back out there for the 7th. A number of ways of looking at it. After all told, he pitched really well tonight. A nice job for Luis.
One down here in the 7th inning, and Margot will grounded fouls down 0-2. It had been Stammen and Torres in the pen. Looks like right now it's just Stammen out there. Yeah, Craig getting ready. As Margot chases after that, badly fooled and strikes out. 6 strikeouts for Carlos Martinez tonight. 2 down here in the 7th inning.
Slider. Mentioned it earlier about the slider down and away. Very devastating pitch out of the hand of Martinez to the right-handed hitters.
So he's got 2 down. 95 pitches deep into his outing. That brings up Carlos Asuaje. 2 hits tonight. Single to right center field. Single to left. Wrapped around a strikeout. Asuaje has had a multi-hit night tonight. So has Manny Margot. Padres and Cardinals both with 7 hits, both with 2 runs. Grounded foul outside first.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Two and 2. So 78 total pitches for Perdomo. 54 strikes.
It's a good ratio.
The 70-80 through tonight. And you're right, by far the most taxing inning for him, the 6th inning, through 27 pitches in that last inning.
And the 4th time around would have been the 4th time around, you know, facing 9-1-2. And there's a lot of thinking going into it. And once again, I mean, Andy Green and Darren Balsley know a heck of a lot more than I'll ever know on what they saw from him that last half inning, the arms in the bullpen. And you're right, I think that had something to do with it. The 27 pitch inning.
Chop to first. Jerko will take it to the bag himself, and it's a quick and easy. Top of the 7th inning for Carlos Martinez. Game tied 2-2. 7th inning. The 7th inning stretch brought to you by your San Diego Hyundai dealers. Lots of Cardinal red here in St. Louis for game 3 of the 3-game series. It is tied up 2-2. Rubber game of the 3-game series. Time now for a pitching change, and it's brought to you by El Cajon Ford as Craig Stammen into his 47th game of the year.
Last time out for Craig was on Tuesday against these Cardinals. He threw a third of an inning. Longest outing this year has been 3 1/3. Overall, a really good year for the veteran right-hander. Chance for him to get a win.
And comes in here to a tie game to pitch the 7th. Craig Garcia leads it off. Garcia has struck out looking and grounded out to second base, 0 for 2. Down 0-2. Luis Perdomo tonight, 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, walked 2, struck out 2. There's 78 pitches, 54 for strikes, and will not be part of the decision tonight. On the other side, Carlos Martinez just had a 1-2-3 7th inning, top half of. And his pitch count up over 100 pitches now, 101. Swing and a miss, and striking out is Greg Garcia to begin things here in the 7th inning. Stammen strikes out the first batter he faces. Our Lions up in the pen.
So important to get especially the first out because we've got 8-9-1 due up for the Cardinals. You want to have Colton Wong come up with 2 outs. Third of the way there for Craig Stammen.
Well, Carlos Martinez going to bat for himself here. Oh, actually, no, it's Jose Martinez standing in. Pinch hitting for Carlos Martinez. 285, 10 homers. And a wild swing and a miss at a pitch headed down and away. So that is the night for Carlos Martinez. 101 pitches for him as he goes 7 innings. Allows a total of 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 was earned. Ended up walking a batter and striking out 6. Ball and a strike now to Jose Martinez. Margot, the center fielder, over towards right center. Lots of green grass in left center. And a grounder back up the middle, off the bag and into center. Sharply hit. Pinch hit single for Jose Martinez here in the 7th inning with 1 down. Cole Wong coming up. Wong with a single back in the 1st inning. Since then he's lined to right, fly to left, a 1 for 3 night. Top spot in the Cardinals order. Wong on the ground and through the right side into right field, a base hit. Martinez takes second. Not hit hard, but well placed through that right side for Wong. His 2nd hit of the night.
And when you're swinging the bat well, you find those holes. It could have been much worse. It's 92 right down the middle, but with Solarte holding on the runner and the way that Asuaje was playing at second base, gets through the two-hopper. Still have the double play in order. And here's your guy as far as double plays are tonight, right?
Yeah, Tommy Pham grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the first, then a 4-6-3 double play in the third inning. Before flying out to right field in the sixth. So 0 for 3 night for the Cardinals left fielder, and 1 for 9 now in the series. Big spot right here. Tie game, last of the 7th inning. And that's in there for strike 1 to Pham. Pham, 29 years old, born in Las Vegas, Nevada. Parts of 4 seasons now with the Cardinals, breaking into the big leagues for the first time in 2014. That drops in there for strike 2.
Looked like a breaking ball from Craig Stammen. It locks him up.
That low strike has been called tonight by the home plate umpire. Will Little has done a nice job. Fouls it off himself painfully. It's all the way back out to the mound, but doing some hopping around right now.
Is that a Schinberger, or should we call a tow truck on that one? Oh,
straight down.
Top of the foot.
Cardinals trainer out there to check on Tommy Pham.
That hurts. That is not fun.
If you want to know how that feels, you go to your garage and you do what?
Yeah, I don't encourage that.
Yeah.
It's just
one of my favorite things that you say. Yeah.
You go to your dad's toolbox, you grab a hammer and you whack yourself on the foot. Once again, I'm not saying to do that, but that seems like that would be
the equivalent of what he feels right now.
Right.
Well, this is the final game of this series. Padres will travel to Miami after the ball game and get ready to take on the Marlins. Travis Wood will be on the mound for San Diego, 2-1 in a Padres uniform with a 4.18 earned run average. Adam Connolly getting the start for the Marlins, 6-5, 4.93 ERA. Get you started at 4 p.m. on Fox Sports San Diego. Padres and Marlins, game 1 of the 3-game weekend series from Marlins Park in Miami. Tommy Pham going to stay in the game, but still in some considerable pain. Travis Wood will be getting ready for that start tomorrow. Late arrival tonight for the Padres. Or I should say tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we were talking 3:30 maybe?
Yep. 2 on, 1 away, and Pham here with the count of 0-2. On the ground towards second base. It could be again. 3rd time tonight. Tommy Pham has grounded into a double play. So that ends the 7th inning and the threat by the Cardinals. This game remains tied 2-2. 3rd time tonight that Pham's grounded into the DP. All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much. Tyler Lyons into his 36th game of the year as we move along to the 8th inning.
One of the better relievers for Mike Matheny out of that bullpen. This left-hander, last 15 appearances scoreless, over 14 2/3, only 2 hits. Doesn't throw hard at all. 90-91. Kind of a finesse guy. Flips up that breaking ball. The slider, the curve, and the change.
Jose Pirela leading it off here for the Padres and taking strike one. Well, the Cardinals, when tied after 7, are 2-10. Padres tied after 7 are 8-7. Fly ball down the right field line, headed for foul ground, and Grichuk will watch that one get into the crowd.
Don, think about these Padre hitters now. They just got done facing Martinez, who's throwing 96-97. Nasty stuff. Breaking ball. Flipping up a changeup. Now they got to turn down the dial. A guy who's 89, 90. Flipping up the soft breaking stuff. I think it's tough to stay back on that transition.
So just as hard as going the other way, I guess.
I think so.
Well, Pirela takes ball 3, full count. He's been on 3 times, grounded into a fielder's choice, single to center, and walked. And now, did he go? No, a leadoff walk for Pirela begins this 8th inning. Second time he has walked in the game, and it's the last thing that Mike Matheny wanted out of Tyler Lyons coming into the game here, walking the first batter in a tie game. So lead runner on, and it brings up Yangervis Solarte. Solarte 0 for 3 in the game. He's flying out to center, grounded into a double play, and popped out to short. Almost threw that away. Lyons, 29 years of age, 9th round pick by the Cardinals back in 2010. Made his major league debut at Petco Park, May 22nd of 2013 against the Padres. Fouled off to the right for strike 1 for Solarte. That major league debut for Lyons was in 2013.
I want to come back in another life as a soft tossing left-hander. Pitched in big leagues like for 16 years. Just use sparingly. Specialist.
Come in, get one guy. Key situation. Solarte offering it that 0-2.
You're coming to the ballpark thinking, I've got one guy to get out tonight.
Probably know who it is too before the game.
Exactly. It's that tough lefty.
Yeah.
He's batting 3rd or 4th.
Bowman warming in the pen, has already worked in this series. Runner goes, pitches low, throw down from Molina is going to be late, and Pirela steals second base into scoring position with nobody out.
With the left-hander out there, he's going on the first move, and Molina yanks this one on the shortstop side. Breaking ball also.
Yeah, tough pitch to work with. It was in the dirt, able to pick it. So Pirela at second base with nobody out here in the 8th. Padres trying to grab the lead in a 2-2 game. Now Molina's going to go out and talk to Lyons.
And the middle infielders are coming in. It's worth mentioning, remember to not get caught from Molina throwing behind you. I've seen it where coaches will go out there, or a guy will go out there and say, hey, you know what, not on this pitch, but on the next pitch, I'm coming down to you on the throwdown. So be aware. I'm not saying that's what was said, but it's always something you should, consider. Because look at the way they're positioning the infield, right? Wong is over towards second base.
Now Solarte broke his bat on that grounder, so he gets a new one here. Coming back to the batter's box, down on the count 1-2. No ahead run in scoring position for the Padres here in the 8th inning. Jose Pirela out there at second base. Fouled off, and the battle continues. Solarte takes a lot of pride in hitting in the cleanup spot for the Padres. Tonight 0 for 3 in the game, but a chance here to make a big difference in this game. Solarte hitting at .333 with runners in scoring position on the year. And he grounds another one foul. Leadoff walk by Pirela. Stole second base. Solarte pops it up right side of the infield. Jed Jerko will make the catch for the first out here of the 8th inning. So big out there for Lions. No advance for Pirela at second base.
Tough to stay back on this guy because that was a mistake to Solarte working underneath it. Easier said than done. It looked like a very crushable pitch for Yangervis.
So one out, runner at second, and it brings up Corey Spangenberg. He has grounded out to second, doubled to left center field, grounded into a fielder's choice, and a 1 for 3 night for the Padres third baseman. Now 2 for 9 in the series. And Spangenberg showing bunt, pulling it back and taking ball 1. Grabbed the attention of both Garcia at third and Jerko at first. Kirby Yates in the pen. Just saw Stammen work the 7th inning in relief of Luis Perdomo. Spangenberg fouls it off to the left out of play, and it's 1-1. Now again, Lions getting a new baseball, rubbing it up in behind the hill, taking that little stroll. He's been doing that in between each pitch. Strike 2. Not overpowering at all. Keeping the Padres off balance right now. Mixing speeds and coming in after Carlos Martinez went the first 7 innings tonight for St. Louis. Ooh. Very close pitch. 2-2.
You may have fooled you up on that one. That looks like a pretty darn good pitch.
Thought he had it.
Yep.
Instead, Spangenberg another chance. And he hits a ground ball towards first base. Jerko will flip to first. Lions covers for the out as Pirela takes third with now 2 down.
Left-hander Lions doing a nice job of getting over there quickly, and then as soon as that ball was caught, stepping on the bag, check that runner at third base.
So now it's up to Matt Caesar with a go-ahead run 90 feet away here for San Diego in the 8th. Caesar grounded out to first base in the 2nd, flied out to right in the 4th. Singled and picked up an RBI in the 6th inning. Now he takes strike one.
This was a breaking ball. Does he get the call up? Yes, he does.
Another meeting here for Molina and Lyons, joined by Wong. Second baseman coming in. Well, Little, the home plate umpire, headed out to break it up. Now Lyons trying to work his way around a leadoff walk that started this top of the 8th inning. Perella would steal second. Solarte popped out to first. Spangenberg grounded out to first, getting Perella to third base, representing the go-ahead run. And the 20th pitch of this top of the 8th inning coming up here for Tyler Lyons. And Caesar gets hit. Slow to get up here and in some pain, hit by the pitch.
Off the right knee, huh?
Yeah, looked like it.
Breaking ball.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that hurts.
Mark Rogo, the trainer, walking down to first base with him. Caesar will stay in the game. First and third with 2 down. Another full-fledged conference at the mound. There have been quite a few here in the inning. And a pinch hitter coming up here. Will Myers going to pinch hit for Dusty Coleman. So a big spot here for Myers to put the Padres on top in the 8th. They've been on the bench until now. Myers at .234, 24 homers, 59 runs batted in. And a chance here to do some damage. First and third, 2 down. Myers standing in. Take a couple practice cuts again and climb back in the box. And now a conference is going to take place here. Liquid's coming back out again, and I'll talk this over now that Myers has been introduced. I'll go over the scouting report on Will Myers.
Hey, Padre fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go, presented by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Download the app and take Padres baseball wherever you go.
First and third, 2 down here in the 8th. Pinch hitting appearance for Will Myers. Ball 1.
It's got to be a weird moment for Will. First time doing in the pinch this year. Coming off the bench, hoping for a big hit. Clutch hit with 2 outs.
Ball 2, 2-0.
Well, there essentially is a base open, that being second base. First 2 pitches, not even close to Will Myers.
Perhaps pitching around him here. You do have Luis Torrens, the catcher, waiting on deck.
I think this next pitch will, yeah.
That's ball 3. Myers take it all the way, and he'll take ball 4. So they kind of pitch around the pinch hitter here in Myers. Down to first base to load the bases. Second walk of the inning given up by Lyons. So he has walked 2, hit a batter, bases loaded. And Torrens has now been called back as he was about to come up here. His spot was due in the order. And we'll see if it's Austin Hedges coming out. Now it's going to be Hector Sanchez coming out. So Sanchez, who's had a flair for the dramatic this year, no doubt about it, especially as a pinch hitter. And Hector's going to be coming up here. The base is loaded and 2 down.
261 from the right, 243 from the left. Matheny does have a right-hander hot in the bullpen. His better numbers are from the left side. 13 home runs from the left side, 1 from the right. Check that. 6 from the left, 2 from the right. I stand corrected. But you're right, though. He has the flair for the dramatic.
As a pinch hitter, 3 pinch hit home runs, 8 RBIs. And Sanchez takes strike 1. .455 hitter with 2 grand slams in his career. With the bases loaded this year, 0-for-2. Takes strike 2.
Back-to-back breakers.
Bases filled with Padres. 2 down here in the top of the 8th. Tie game. Sanchez strikes out. The Padres leave him loaded. Game remains tied. 2-2 to the bottom of the 8th we go. Back in St. Louis, some changes for the Padres. Will Myers stays in the game at first base. Yangervis Solarte moving from first to shortstop. And Hector Sanchez staying in the game to do the catching. Craig Stammen also staying in the game after he pitched the 7th, back out there to begin the 8th. Paul DeYoung will lead it off here for the Cardinals. A golden opportunity goes by the boards there for the Padres.
No question about it. They pitched around Will Myers to get to the pinch hitter Sanchez. And he just really slowed down Sanchez, that being the left-hander Lyons. Some off-speed stuff to leave him loaded.
Padres have left 9 men on base with the 3 left in the top half of this inning. Paul DeYoung leads it off for St. Louis. A couple of hits tonight for the Cardinals shortstop. He's singled to left and doubled to left. He's also scored a run. 2-0. Perdomo tonight went 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. Of course, Tampa took over in the 7th. Cardinals threatened, had 2 on, but he got Tommy Pham to ground into a 4-6-3 double play. Now a liner towards the gap in left center field. That'll get down. Pirela quickly over to grab it. And that's going to hold DeYoung to a long single out there to left center to start the bottom of the 8th inning for St. Louis.
DeYoung swinging a hot bat tonight. 3 hits, a run scored. And Pirela did a nice job of getting to that baseball and making a wonderful throw. A one-hopper right on the first base side of second base.
That had Gapper written all over it.
It did.
Nice play by Pirela. It's a single, keep him at first base, and Dexter Fowler coming up. 1 for 9 against Stammen in his career with 3 Ks. Jumping on that first pitch. Third hit Stammen has allowed since coming in, and the Cardinals shortstop Paul DeYoung, that's his 3rd hit of the night. 2 singles and a double. Fowler reaches out, fouls it down the left field line, out of play. Stammen ahead here, 1-2, and about to throw his 20th pitch of relief in this game.
Well, the double play has been the theme tonight against these Cardinals. Fowler this year has grounded into 9, and going into tonight, this Redbird club, 2nd most in that category, grounding into double plays in the National League.
Well, tonight they have grounded into 3, and all 3 grounded into by Tommy Pham. 6-4-3 in the first, 4-6-3 in the third, 4-6-3 in the 7th. That's a tough night in the big leagues.
Yeah, it is. If you're playing pick the stick, that's a -6.
2-2 to Fowler. And a grounder into right field. DeYoung will stop at second as Caesar gets it back in. Right by the dive of Myers at first base. First 2 Cardinals have reached here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Third hit of the night for Fowler. He joins DeYoung. They both got 3 hit nights.
And the breaking ball coming into left-handed hitting Fowler, just out of the reach of Myers. DeYoung waits to let that one go by. Station to station.
So first and second, nobody out. Stammen getting ready to deal with Yadier Molina. Kirby Yates back up in the Padres pen. They're in at the corners here. And Myers at first, Spangenberg at third, and here comes Andy Green. Long walk to the mound, and so far a conversation. Perhaps giving Yates some more time here to get ready. Yates had been up earlier. And now Andy Green will make the change. So Kirby Yates coming in. with 2 on, nobody out here in the 8th inning in a 2-2 game. Brought to you by Petco, where the pets go. By Honda, hurry into the Honda Summerbration sales event today. And by Jack in the Box. Come try Jack's new 9-hour slow cook brisket burger. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time at participating restaurants. We play on here with 2 on and nobody out in the last of the 8th inning in St. Louis. And Kirby Yates comes from the pen for the Padres, their second reliever of the night.
He pitched yesterday, an inning, 2 hits, a run, walked 2, struck out 2. It's one of those innings where had some traffic in the 6-2 loss. He's faced Molina once prior to tonight. He struck him out. So a righty on righty. Crunch time with this game tied.
Molina grounded out in the first, flied out to right in the 4th, single to drive in a run in the 6th inning, and at the time tied the score 2-2. So here he comes again in another big spot here. With the game tied, getting late in St. Louis. 0 for 1 with a strikeout against Kirby Yates for Yadier Molina. Padres in at the corners. Double play depth in the middle. Nobody out. First and second. Molina not waiting around. Fouls it off to the right out of play. Got a first pitch fastball and jumped on it.
You know, I think in a situation like this, a lot of hitters will look for that first pitch to be around the plate. Pitcher wants to get ahead. Chances are it's going to be a breaking ball because a lot of pitchers will do that. They don't want to feed the fastball. They will hunt that breaking ball. And it works to the advantage of Kirby Yates getting ahead 0-1.
Padres have turned 3 double plays on the night. It's backing off now. Down 0-2 is Molina.
Looked like the Kirby Yates changeup.
Just dropped off the table there. It was there and then it wasn't. Molina reaches out, grounds one to second, is wide, is second for one, on to first for two. Well, Myers kept the foot on the bag, and the double play, fourth turn to the ninth for the Padres. That is huge. 2 down here in the 8th.
That is a great pitch, a great result for Kirby Yates. Well, look at Fowler. That's an illegal slide, huh? Yep. According to the rules, they get him anyway. But still.
He did not go to the bag with that slide.
No, he did not at all.
So DeYoung ends up at third base on the double play.
So would the runner have to go back to second base then?
No. I think he would have taken third either way. They would have made the runner out at first if Will had not touched the bag. Maybe not. We'll see here. Andy Green has come out, and it looks like they may challenge this. There's no question this is an illegal slide.
Yeah, that's way out of the boundaries.
Way out of there. But had the runner been safe at first, he would have been automatically out at first base.
Yeah, that's totally. And you know what? He led with his legs too. I mean, he went out to his right. Look at his legs. The way he forces his body that way.
The new slide rule, double play attempts, and the placement of runners. And maybe that is what the Padres are contesting here, the placement of the runner at third in DeYoung.
You know what? If they don't call that an illegal slide, I mean, I think that was blatant. I mean, look at that.
No attempt to slide to the bag.
Sure, his hand hits the bag, but his body is on the outfield side. The rule states you have to go straight into the bag. Look, he tries to get him with his right foot. He tries to clip him with his right foot.
So runner at third base here. So 2 down. Call stands on the field.
That's a rule that's so subjective. I mean,
rule no violation on the play at second base on the slide. So DeYoung at third base, 2 down, and Jed Jerko here again in another big spot for the Cardinals. He'll take strike one. Jerko tonight has struck out, doubled, and walked. A double drove in a run in the 4th inning. 1 for 1 in his career against Kirby Yates. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 to the fastball. That time blew it by him. So Yates ahead here, 0-2. Go ahead run 90 feet away. Bounces in and blocked by Sanchez, kept it in front of him. Well, that go-ahead run right at third base. Nice play by Sanchez.
Once again, we saw Torrens earlier. Hector Sanchez doing a nice job on that one. That saves a run. Don, going to that, back to that play, if that's an illegal slide at second base, the reason why they're challenging that runner would then have to go back to second base if that were to be an illegal slide.
Call stood on the field, so DeYoung at third base, 2 down. Jerko take it down low, and the count evens at 2-2. Big double play turned in this inning. 4-6-3. Fourth double play turned by the Padres defensively tonight. There is DeYoung at third base. Jerko fights it off foul. Fastball biting in on him. Outfield very shallow all the way around here on Jerko. And they play for him to go the other way with Margot in right center. Ball 3, full count. Randall Grichuk waiting on deck. Cardinals 8th inning in a 2-2 ball game. Go ahead run at third. Jerko strikes out, and Kirby Yates gets him to end the 8th inning. They leave DeYoung at third base. Game tied 2-2 to the 9th we go. Big strikeout for Yates. Tonight, Tommy Pham 6-4-3 in the first. In the third inning, Tommy Pham again, this time 4-6-3. Tommy Pham again in the 7th, 4-6-3. And then Yadier Molina in the 8th with runners at first and second, nobody out. 4-6-3. 4 double plays turned tonight by the Padres defensively. And we head now to the 9th inning.
Sam Tuivailala. 25th game for Sammy. Not bad numbers either. A little high on the walks maybe, but strikeouts 23, 29 in the third innings pitched for the right-hander.
Tuivailala with the pitch swung on and lined just out of the reach of Colton Wong at second base, and a leadoff base hit here in the inning by Jabari Blash, pinch hitting in the 9th spot. So Blash with a base hit starts the top of the 9th.
Swinging early, first pitch breaking ball, and the big kid just serves it, a little soft serve into shallow right center field.
Lead runner on for San Diego. Top of the order, Manuel Margot coming up, 5 for 11 now in the series. Tyler Lyons went 1 inning. He pitched the 8th. Allowed no hits, no runs, Padres left him loaded in the 8th inning as he walked 2, struck out a batter, hit a batter. Double-barreled action in the pen. Zach Duke and Matt Bowman both warming in the pen. Last time the Padres turned 4 double plays. Got to go back to April 4th of this season at Dodger Stadium. Part of a 4-0 win. Strike call.
Tell you what,
1-2.
Tell you what, Tommy Pham on his scorecard tonight, he's putting up a social security number 643-463-463 on the double plays. 9 numbers. Get it?
Yeah.
That's a rough night, man.
Sprays and foul, still 1-2.
I mean, great job by the Padre pitching staff, but that's whew.
Guy's had a good year too.
Yes, he has. He's the type of kid also that won't let it affect him. You know what I'm saying? From what we heard from the Cardinal announcers and coaches.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Margot after the leadoff single. Pinch hit single for Jabari Blash. Now Brad Hand in the pen. Kirby Yates hit 4 here in the inning. Good job by Kirby Yates too. A double play, the strikeout. This one slipping out of the hand. Tuvialala.
Nice job by Manuel getting out of the way of that one.
Margot back up the middle and under the glove of Wong into center field. So Blash will just keep on going to third, and it's first and third with nobody out. Now Margot's going to try for second, and he will be safe at second base. Aggressive base running by Manuel Margot. The throw went to the plate, so Manning took off for second base, and he gets in.
Heads up, great baseball instinct right there. Putting the ball in play, a little first and third action right out of the get-go, but keep an eye on the ball. Keep an eye on the center fielder. Long strides from Blash. Throw in. He stops. He recognizes it. Boy, look at how quickly he gets to second base and gets him going again. He is fun to watch.
So now second and third, nobody out, and Carlos Isuaje coming up. And here comes Mike Matheny. So he's going to make a change here. Padres get the first 2 on and in scoring position here. And Matheny will make a pitching change in the top of the 9th inning with the game tied 2-2. Good start to this 9th inning for San Diego. top half of the ninth inning with runners at second and third, nobody out, and Zach Duke, the left-hander, coming into the game.
Pitched in Tuesday's game, his 12th overall this year. And you see with Aswahe coming up to the plate versus lefties, 0-71. He's got a lot of work to do, though. There still is action in the pen. Another lefty and a righty are up. And Mike Matheny will bring the infield in, and there you see the numbers. Kind of struggled against the Padres on Tuesday.
Second and third, nobody out. Carlos Aswahe with the infield in. He will chop one foul. Hand came off the bat on that. And shakes it off a little bit here. 4 for 11 in the series. Been a 2-hit night for Carlos. Single in the first, single in the sixth. Joins Manuel Margot. Actually, Margot, as far as multi-hit nights go, but Margot with a 3-hit night. And it's ground ball by the first baseman into right field. Scoring is Blash, and Margot will stop at third base as the Padres take a 3-2 lead in the top of the ninth inning. Just out of the reach of Jed Jerko at first base. Blash scores, and it's 3-2 San Diego.
Lefty on lefty. We saw the numbers, 0-71. And it's just about staying out of the strikeout, putting the ball in play, out of the reach. And it all started with that man there, Jabari Blash, with the single. Chest lettuce comes through big time.
Pitching change from St. Louis, 3-2 Padres. His third hit of the night drives in the go-ahead run in the ninth inning. Matt Bowman now into the game here.
63rd game for the right-hander Bowman, and he's having a pretty good year as well. Good splits. He inherits 2 runners. A lot of 2-seamers out of this kid's hand. 2-seamers, a split, and a slider.
First and third, the infield in here as Jose Perella is coming up. And a single back in the 4th inning. He's walked twice. Reached on a fielder's choice, so been aboard 4 times in this game. First and third with nobody out. It's about as far over as you can be on that first base side of the rubber.
As long as your foot is in contact with that, you're good to go.
Perella now 3 for 10 in the series. Trying to grab some insurance here for the Padres in the top of the 9th inning. Brad Hand getting ready in the pen as the Padres have taken the lead here in the 9th inning. 2-1. Now Zach Duke faced just one hitter. Carlos Eswaje gave up the base hit. The run that puts the Padres on top is charged to Tuvialala, who started the inning. Popped up foul off to the right out of play. 2-2. Tuvialala started the inning and faced two hitters giving up back-to-back base hits. Easy for me to say.
Yeah, so he's out of the game.
Yes,
0 innings pitched. And then Duke comes in, faces one guy, a hit, no outs recorded. Time to break it open for the Friar. Good layoff there.
Full count now. Well, Margot at third. Carlos Eswaje at first. Nobody out in the ninth inning. Infield in. It's about halfway in the middle with a chance for a double play there for the Cardinals. Runner goes at first, and Perella hits a fly ball to right field. Gritcha getting himself ready. Will make the catch out there. Coming from third is Margot. Throw to the plate. It's going to be close. And Margot is safe. He gets in under the tag. And the Padres take a 4-2 lead. We'll see here if the Cardinals are going to challenge. The throw appeared to beat him, but I guess the tag did not. And Margot able to get in. Sac fly for Perella.
You know, he had his foot in front of home plate.
Yep, kind of blocking it before the ball got there.
Exactly. So
Cardinals are challenging.
You're right, Don. He's blocking the plate anyway. He didn't allow a lane. His left foot, according to the rules, the catcher, before he has the ball, cannot block home plate. When he has the ball, he can do that, block the plate. But even before he gets this one hopper, look at his foot is in front of the plate. I don't know how they're going to look at that one.
Crowd cheering here because it does appear that the tag was put down before he did reach the plate, which would make him out here. That's what the Cardinals are challenging, but the Padres can turn around and challenge here that he was blocking the path to the plate without the ball.
Yeah, and once again, very subjective of the umpires that are watching this one and reviewing it. If in fact it gets to that point, would that constitute him blocking home plate? Or are they going to say, well, his foot was in front of home plate, but the backside of home plate created a lane? Who knows? I don't think so. I think he was fully blocking it with his foot.
Now, right now, the Cardinals are challenging the play at the plate. It was called safe, which would give the Padres a 4-2 lead, but we'll see. Now, the Padres lost their challenge.
That's true.
Which changes things here, too, because now if this is an out, Andy Green could have challenged the fact that he was blocking the plate.
Can they strenuously object and ask?
They could ask for a review. And they're saying it is standing on the field, so the run scores. And the Padres take a 4-2 lead. Paul stands. Sac fly for Perella. Run scored for Margot, and it's 4-2 San Diego. That's why he took second base. And now Solarte will be intentionally walked, the no throw kind. So it's first and second, and Mike Matheny is headed back out there again. With Spangenberg scheduled to bat, Matheny will make yet another pitching change. 4-2 now, Padres. Base hit to begin the inning for the Padres, and then Manuel Margot, the base hit into center field as Blash would take third base. And on the throw going to the plate, Margot alertly gets into scoring position. Padres had runners at second and third. They both end up scoring, as it turns out, as Y with a base hit able to score Blash. Puts the Padres on top. Then a sac fly for Pirello to right field, scores Margot from third as he gets in under the tag of Molina. And the Padres take a 4-2 lead here, still batting in the ninth inning. 2 on with 1 out, and the new pitcher, the veteran left-hander Brett Cecil.
Well, he's got to stop the damage right here. The veteran left-hander in his 61st game. Almost a strikeout per innings pitched. High to the lefties, though. See if Spangenberg can try to take him the other way. Split that left-handed gap there. Left center field gap is what I'm trying to say. Easy for me to say.
Brett Cecil, longtime Toronto Blue Jay. Broke into the big leagues in 2009 with the Blue Jays. Was a Blue Jay until this season. And a swing and a miss for Spangenberg. Now 1-2. Well, the bullpen has been roughed up by the Padres. These numbers include tonight: 6 1/3, 11 hits, 14 runs. And strike 3 call to Spangenberg. That is out number 2 of the ninth inning.
That's Paint right on the outside corner.
Now brings up Matt Caesar with runners at first and second. Runs scoring here in the inning, charged to Tui Vilala. Started this inning and now on the hook for the Cardinals with the Padres on top 4-2. Quickly 0-2 to Caesar. Swing and a miss, and Caesar strikes out Brett Cecil with back-to-back Ks. But the Padres get a pair. Brad Hand will be making his way in. Padres trying to win the game and win the series from St. Louis when we come back.
Star in high school.
Star's questionable, but I played.
I'm going to challenge you to some arcade basketball. Do you think you can handle it?
I think I can. Team Coleman, let's go.
Tomorrow on Padres POV, presented by Nissan, we put former high school basketball star Dusty Coleman's skills to the test. Tune in tomorrow after Padres Live.
4-2, Padres have the lead. We head to the bottom of the ninth inning. Brad Hand trying to close the door here on the Cardinals, and he has not worked in the last 4 days.
Yeah, last time was Saturday against Washington, an inning and 2 strikeouts, 11 saves out of 15. The All-Star trying to seal the deal here in the bottom of the ninth.
Randall Grichuk leading it off, and he'll take ball 1. Well, nice job by Kirby Yates coming in with runners at first and second. Got the double play, then a strikeout. Padres looking for their first series win in St. Louis since 2011, when they opened the season in St. Louis that year. Grichuk to left center field, struck pretty well. Margot going back, and that is going to be gone. Home run into the first row, and it's a 1-run game.
Wanted it down and away, leaks down and in. Grichuk just drops the head. And the Padres and Brad Hand still have a run to work with.
Just enough to get it out of here into that first row. Now it is a pinch hitter here in Carson Kelly, batting for Greg Garcia. And that is strike 1. Another pinch hitter has come out on deck, Stephen Piscotty. So a quick answer here by the Cardinals in the bottom of the ninth inning. Leadoff home run by Grichuk. Not close, and it's 1-1. Third reliever used by Andy Green tonight, as Hand takes over here in the ninth inning. Kelly lifts a fly ball out to center field. This will stay in the yard. Margot makes the catch for out number 1. It's time now for the star of the game, brought to you by Carl's Jr. and Carlos Suzuki with this base hit, but the Padres on top. With Jabari Blash coming in, just out of the reach of Judd Jerko at first base. And for Carlos Suzuki, his third hit of the night. None bigger than that one, though.
Yeah, another multi-hit game for the Padres second baseman.
So 1 down in the inning, and Stephen Piscotty now pinch hitting for the pitcher's spot. Started the first 2 games of the series, comes off the bench here in game 3 and takes strike 1. 238, 7 homers, 32 runs batted in. Started the first 2 in right field for the Cardinals. To the screen, and it's 0-2. For 4 in his career against Brad Hand, largely the reason he is pinch hitting here in this spot. Scotty's the last man on the Cardinals bench. Matt Carpenter unavailable for tonight's game. He's been sick the last couple of nights, did not play in last night's game or tonight. Leadoff home run by Grichuk. Gets Kelly to fly out to center. Now it's a ball and 2 strikes here. Play for Piscotty to go the other way. Margot moves into right center. Swing and a miss, and Hand strikes out Piscotty. 2 down in the 9th inning. First strikeout for Brad Hand.
It's all about bouncing back after the solo shot to lead off this inning. Fly ball, strikeout, and this is the breaking ball we know and love out of the hand of Brad Hand. Down and in for the swing and a miss.
2 outs, 9th inning, and Colton Wong coming up. It's already been a 2-hit night for the Cardinals' second baseman. Single in the 1st, single in the 7th. That's strike 1 from Hand. Even before he could get settled into this game, a leadoff home run started the inning. Now starting to settle in here, getting Kelly to fly out to center. Scotty to strike out. Trying to finish off the Cardinals here in the 9th inning. Strike 2, and Wong was ducking out of the way, but it grabs the inside corner. 0-2.
Well, the knee buckler and the turn in. Called strike inside corner.
Oh, and 2 the count. A very quiet Busch Stadium. Better than 38,000 on hand here tonight. The 0-2 pitch. Swings and misses. He struck him out. You can talk to the Hand. Brad Hand comes in and shuts the door on the Cardinals, and the Padres win the series as they take 2 out of 3 for series win in St. Louis since 2011. And he strikes out back-to-back hitters, does Brad Hand, to pick up the save. Padres win it 4-3. It's time for Padres Live. What's in store, Mike Pomerantz?